All right, we are back with our space-based real estate. Today we're talking about what we are calling a space colony. A space colony is going to be considerably larger than a space station. It might even have its own propulsion, something that could move around. So is this like a mobile home? A very large mobile home? Same question with a space station. Is this a very large multi-family unit, multi-family thing? Or is it real property? Is it considered to be like land even though there's no actual dirt? For our purpose, we're going to say that a space colony is going to be like an aircraft carrier from the United States. An aircraft carrier, wherever it is considered sovereign U.S. territory. Right? So this space colony is going to be considered real property. So you could buy it, sell it, so you have all of the real estate coming back again. Again, once the original architecture and facilities have been set up. We'll not continue to talk about that. They're all going to be very similar now, right? Power generation, life support, light, synthetic sky, real sky, all of those things are coming to play. That's already been set up. You've already spent the billions, if not trillions, in order to create your space colony. So now you're able to then buy and sell. You can still have property management, right? You could buy different sections of the space colony and then do a leasehold agreement for them, right? Once you're inside and things are set up, some of the things are going to continue to be very similar. How they pay might change. We might be using cryptocurrency for this because we are no longer connected to Earth and all of its financial systems, right? Especially the further and further you get away from Earth, right? If you're in lower Earth orbit, high Earth orbit might not be too bad. Maybe even the moon. You might be able still to connect to the financial systems on Earth and have all that go through satellites, go through the deep space network, all the rest of it. But for this, we're going to say it is not practical, at the very least, to be connected to financial systems for financial institutions back on Earth. You need to be completely self-sufficient. So you need some sort of currency. We talked about this briefly. Cryptocurrency could be a possibility as a solution because it is electronic, it is peer-to-peer. You can have all that running within your space colony from one person to another. Currency gets to be currency because someone values it. If you don't value it, that doesn't matter. Right now in the United States, we take US dollars, even the paper ones, because we know that we can take that someplace else and buy something with it. It has purchasing power. It is not the wood byproduct, tree byproduct, and all the dyes. That's all plants. That's all plant material. Guess what? We use plants to do all this because that's what we have here on Earth. Like we talked about with the moon, you're going to have other resources. You might use it to build the space colony and might use it to continue to maintain it. Nuclear, all but certain, going to be what you're going to need here because this is much larger. The solar panel rays, they might help here and there, but this large, you might need even more power, and that's going to come from nuclear. Maybe they'll come up with something else in the future. But right now, the thing that we know about that creates the most power for the least amount of input, your plutonium or your Neptune, and you cause that nuclear reaction controlled, and you do that. Nuclear power is going to be the basis of what we're doing on a space colony. That's how it is, right? Because you don't have petroleum. Maybe you can get petroleum from a nearby planet or moon if it even has that. Because of course, petroleum, oil, right, petrol, it comes from oil. It is a natural product of the Earth. It might be a natural product of other planets as well. Don't know until we get there. Oil is not decayed dinosaurs. That was a lie. To create scarcity, to raise value, and lots of other things, right? Perceived scarcity. And also they could say all kinds of other things. We don't need to get into that. What you need to know is that oil is crystalline based and it comes as a natural product from the earth. That's why an oil well, you come back later, it refills again because it is a natural product. But on our space colony, we do not have that. Nuclear, solar, perhaps, again, you can get some other resources from a nearby planet or something else. You might have to use something else. You might burn something else. We're certainly not super concerned about burning stuff so long as you have vents to go out. So long as you're able to maintain the life support system within the space colony and get the carbon dioxide out, which you just use trees. Because that's what happens here on Earth. The integrated system where the trees take in that and then exchange oxygen, and we need oxygen. Look at that, we're integrated. So get some trees on your space colony. You can use that on the space station too. You're going to need plants anyway for food. Water, lots of recycling, but again, maybe you can find some ways to get it from a nearby resource, whether it be an asteroid. If they're frozen, could that be enough of an H2O source if that is in fact frozen H2O? Could you mine frozen stuff from an asteroid? Possibility. And bring that in. So there's your water trade. Really the biggest difference here is just size and scale with the colony. The space colony in space is going to be much larger than the space station and probably much more of a real estate buying and selling situation, not just property management. Do all the things. Whatever the government is, however that's run, whoever you have to deal with, again, same stuff. Paramedics, police, firefighters, all of the things. All the things that are necessary for a space colony. Again, very similar to space station, just bigger. Maybe real property, buying and selling, property management, might be the full package here, as opposed to a space station, which might be property management only. So I think there you have it. Hey, space colony.